Hello, St. Luke family, our friends, our well wishers. This is the day that God has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it, says David. I will, meaning sometimes I have to push myself because the circumstances around me may be different than that which you would like it to be. Maybe actually negative. Maybe actually things that can cause you to be depressed, disappointed, downhearted, discouraged, and all those kinds of things. And when those things are upon you, one has to count it all joy that we're suffering in a Christian character. Those things come along to draw on who it is we say we are and whose we say we are, because God has actually put a between us this thing that He tests, He tries, He observed that we're going to encounter. And when it's more than we can bear, unless it's going to be beneficial, like just to show me I'm not all that, He may let some stuff too heavy for me get me. But the lesson is I have to understand that I am not capable of such certain things without God on my side. Other than that, the things that the devil has a plan to destroy me, God has a hedge built around me so that God knows how much of that stuff I can handle, and He takes the overload off. This is the day that God has made, and I will rejoice and be glad in it. I have to press myself, I have to push myself to say, Lord, I thank you. Amen. Lord, I glorify you. I don't know what you're up to, and it's hurting a bit, God, but I glorify you because I know when I come through, amen. I, yeah, when I come through, I'll be a little bit more like the gold that you so designed me to be. Pure, pure, pure. Purely understanding, clearly understanding that I am in the hand of a God who loves me and a God who has positioned me for His purpose. Amen. Amen. And a God who conditions me for His purpose. So some of the stuff that you would take out of your equation, some of the stuff you wouldn't encounter if you had choice, some of the stuff you wish wouldn't have happened, did not happen to you for naught. Because God is the God that works all things together, makes you a better you by what you have to go through. I've been talking about that. I've been talking about how God allows us to become us by what we encounter. The things we encounter have us become. It's what make us and shape us into who we are. And a lot of us come out bitter instead of better. A lot of us come out angry because we had the encounter. We let the bruises and the scars and linger and make us angry that we had the encounter. But God says, I have you in the hollow of my hand. You said order my steps. Amen. And in this whatever it is that some of us cannot get over, we got to admit that the devil meant it for evil, but God meant it for good. Amen. I'm a better me. Not by all those good days that I've had. I've had some good days, but I'm a better me because I had to struggle. I had to weasel my way. I had to go without. I had to cry. I had to hurt. I had to be disappointed. I had to be shamed. And I was shamed by some of the conditions that I had to endure. But it was, amen, God's training, God sculpturing, God using bitter to make me better. Amen. 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 Now it's announcement time. It's announcement time. It's Pastor Johnson. We're here at the St. Luke Christian Church in Huntsville, Alabama. And a few announcements. Get out of your way. Just a few announcements. Then we'll get to word and worship in just a little while. So I'm gonna try to keep these short. We have hosting at the St. Luke Christian Church the Dr. Karen Y. Brown Leadership Academy. I think it's 10 of our young people who are participating in the Dr. Karen Y. They call it the KYB leadership program, which is designed for our children to strategize on how to meet certain objectives, how our young people will be trained to stand and speak up, speak out, and have concerns. So every month they have to do a community project. I think this month's community project, they're collecting gently used clothing for men, women, and children. Gently used clothing, clean clothing, please, for women, men, and children, and household items. And these items are going to be given to the community. So if you have some gently used clothing that you know you're going won't wear anymore, or you know you're not wearing, or you know they may be a different you. When you bought them, you were a particular size, now you're smaller, or a particular age, and now you're older. You just been holding it back in case you reach those dimensions. And anyway, if you have that, please see our or call the office to ask Sister Angela Martin, and let's get those things done this weekend. Drop off is here at the church. You have generally used clothing that you're going to get rid of, and that you can share with this leadership. They're asking for that. So some of you may get calls to participate, and that's this weekend. So time to look through your wardrobe, and we have we're going to get rid of some. We're going to assist our young people in this community project they have for this month. There'll be another next month. Hopefully, we'll get it out earlier. Our new members orientation will be March 14. New members, those who join us and have not had a new members orientation, it will be Monday, March 14th at 6:30 via Zoom. You will get the Zoom information, and if you have questions about that Zoom information, be sure to call Minister Johnson at her office. It's Black History Month. Let's not forget that. Let's not forget Black History Month. Don't forget the challenge. The book is The Color of Law. Very insightful book. The Color of Law is written by Richard Rothstein, who wrote the book, and I've listened to it on YouTube. I'll be listening to it again this weekend. But I want you to at least go to the YouTube, The Color of Law, Richard Rothstein, some of his lectures on the book around the country. And just listen at that. I'm getting the whole book so I can dive in the way I dive in. But it is a very insightful book for those of you who want to understand the wealth gap, differences between other races in America. The Color of Law will certainly help you get that. So yeah, he's done all the research. He's done, and there's more, but he's done all the research. So you can go on YouTube, The Color of Law, listen to it. If you like it, be sure to go and get you a copy of it. All right? Okay, now our prayer list. Thank you so much. Let me just say thank you for those of you who consistently and continuously stay in prayer, for those that we have on our prayer list, and for others. Especially thank you for continuously praying for your pastor. I got a message the other day, was so uplifting to let me know that we are, the prayer group is consistently and continuously praying for me, and that explains some of the things that I do that, seem miraculous to me, because I don't have the energy sometimes, all the time sometimes. So I'm thankful for those who are keeping your pastor in prayer. We are open for live service, open for live service, open for live service. So please share with our members through your Facebook or whatever it is. Let people know that at 9:30, We start worship here at 9:30. You need to get here by about 8:30, 8:15, 9 o'clock, no, so that you can go through the protocols we've set up. And one of the things we're noticing is that when we let you out of the sanctuary, you conjugate in the vestibule area. We don't want you to do that if possible. If the weather is nice, please go all the way outside where you can do those social distancing thing and greet those people you haven't seen. I understand it. That's what I was afraid of. So when you're asked you to leave, we do that orderly. We ask you to go all the way to the outside and wave at folk and stay, your distance. The virus is not over yet. The virus is not over yet. So we want to be as cautious as we possibly can because you're so precious. So so remember that when we have in live service, and we will be having it. Remember to share on your Facebook or whatever media you use that St. Luke is within live services. So we just thank God. I mentioned asking some of our young men to look to our youth choir and try to participate with you. We want to support you in every way. And so we need and ask you to support us as well. We need your support, young men, as it relates to that choir. We know you got basketball and football and all these kinds of things, but make a little room for the Lord in your life. Amen. Let's just move on here. Our sick and shut in, the prayer list that we have, it continues. Just keep Brother Mingo Ponder, continue to pray for him. Got to call him. Haven't heard from him in a week or so. Brother George Thomas and Charlie Burris, Sister Willie Ellison, and Patricia Flowers. Keep them in prayer. Brother Nathaniel Fletcher and Sister Delilah Fletcher. Brother Charles Hall. Keep all them in prayer. Sister Juanita Advance and Pearline Foreman. Be sure to pray for all of our seniors, and send a prayer for St. Luke in this open service. Ask the Lord to build a hedge and a fence about us and protect us. It's really feeling good to be back in service. It's really feeling good. Now, we only do one service. That's the 9:30 service. It lasts for about an hour. We don't take up an offering during that service. And so out in the vestibule area, those of you who want to give and want to bring your offering to church, and you can bring them on Sunday at 9:30. When service is over, when you come out, there'll be two deacons there by a basket ready to receive your tithes and offering at that point. So this is Pastor Johnson. We're here at the St. Luke Christian Church, where God is with us, seeking to want to use you to touch somebody with the hand of love and the hand of the Lord. Amen. Listen, we'll see you a little bit later for a word and for worship. Until then, be blessed.